Hey, I'm Todd. Thanks for watching my video and do all that good YouTube stuff. Share it, like it, hit the notification bell, thumbs up, subscribe, all the things that you do. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video and saving some money perhaps. I also invite you to check out the links in the description for some long-term savings with the stock market. 2015 Subaru Outback 2.5i Premium spark plug replacement. So we probably will take this assembly out of here, probably just a flat blade screwdriver, turn those a half a turn or something and then pull it out. There's clips here, mass airflow sensor connector, push down. It's also kind of stuck into place down here. You squeeze the little plastic pieces together because they kind of fan out, and you can squeeze them together and it'll slide through the hole. And we could probably just disconnect right here. I'm not sure this is going to affect us, so we'll disconnect and take this out of here. Looks like just a friction fit down here, and up 10mm bolt right there. So we'll be taking those items out. Yeah. There was more bolts, another bolt up front over here, so we got that. So again, we're going to use the pliers and squeeze that together and pull that out of there. Little bit space down there. Alright, we're getting a little closer here to our coils. Two 10mm bolts. So we can zip those out. So these are pretty flexible, so that's kind of nice, makes it a little easier. So we got our two coils out. Didn't need to unplug them. So we'll probably use a swivel spark plug socket. So I'm using right now a 9/16 swivel spark plug socket. We'll see how it works. And I'm going to use a long extension. I'm going to use the long one in the front, that'll work. So I got a 5/8 wrench, and you can actually, because mine has a end on it. Do that. This might be my best bet, like a 1-inch extension and a swivel. There we go, that's pretty nice. You can see a good spark plug socket will hang on to the spark plug. So that's our old one. One out. 3 to go. The spark plug gap is supposed to be 39 to 43, so we can at least check it. This should be good out of the box. Yeah, it looks about 0.40, so we're okay. And the torque is like 13.3 foot-pounds. So we'll install this spark plug. Definitely want to start your spark plugs by hand always. Maybe turn them as much as you can, but definitely get them in 3 or 4 or 5 turns, so you don't want to be stripping any threads. See if we can use the same setup, a little tighter, but we can. Get in there. Separating the swivel so I can get it out. Alright, we'll reinstall our coils. A little dielectric grease in here if you happen to have some. For me, mostly it helps, I think, without, to keep the spark plug from sticking. Sticking onto your coil or coil wire. Coil or spark plug wire. It's probably about 89 inch-pounds for that. Pretty typical for smaller bolts. We'll put things back together. Alright, so I do have a memory saver hooked up. So we're gonna protect the memory radio, all the things that need protecting, so we don't have to do any resets. So 10 millimeter, looks like everything's gonna be 10 millimeter to move the battery out of the way to get to our coils and spark plugs on this side. I like to cover things up to prevent any possible accidents. I'm not sure that removing the battery really helped a lot. Well, let's get this little tray here. Let's see what happens there. Better. I'll probably maybe still take the battery tray out myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 14mm bolts. We'll take those out and give us our access. Little bracket over here I'm taking so I can move a little bit with this wire. There's one more bolt I see down here too. Not a huge swing, and then we'll zip another 10mm bolt or 14mm bolt out of there as well. And we'll just come back when this is out. We're just going to work those bolts out. So underneath here is a shield because, yeah, you have a tendency to drop things. So I dropped a couple bolts. One ended up all the way down here on this end, the passenger side for that air cleaner assembly, and then I dropped another one of the bolts. But actually you can see right up here, there's a hole, and you can get to the 14mm bolt or bolts here. I got the lower one. I'm going to reach right up here and get this one here. I did drop the other one, but I got it in this little hole here. So, little tip for you, if you want to get the vehicle off the ground at all, it might be a little easier to get this bolt down here. And who knows, when you're watching this video, maybe this whole shield will be gone. I don't really know. So, there's the shield underneath that keeps things from falling to the ground. So between you and me, maybe you could leave a bolt out or two and it probably wouldn't matter too much. It's going to have 4 bolts on the top holding it. But hey, your car, you can do what you want, but is that thing going to go anywhere? All right. Pretty nice access now. This is pretty much the same routine. Maybe a lot of people will be checking out at this point. Thanks for watching, but let's continue on. Definitely a little tighter fit over here. So be pulling forward because the very back of that cylinder is too tight. So you saw there's quite a bit of bending going on there, but it is out. Same setup. See if it still works. I already checked and gapped all my plugs. I mean, they were all good though. 0.39, 039 at 0.043. Using my screwdriver to pry off extensions and pieces. I don't want to be wiggling around too hard and break the porcelain on the spark plug by having things whipping around, so that's what I'm doing. Why I'm doing it. Alright, let's see if we can get this baby in the last hole. We'll have to put it in piece by piece, it looks like. Alright, so now even with the spark plug it's tilted tight, so we're going to have to separate this again. Showing you a close-up of the clip. Four spark plugs replaced. The bolts are all the same. You're going to put all the bolts in, start them all by hand before you tighten any, so you can move around the bracket as needed. Alright, and we'll install the battery after this. Little anti-seize on the threads.